You'd be forgiven for thinking that this mystical collection of rocks was the work of an ancient civilization. Find out how they were actually formed and where I am in just a moment. Today's enthusiastic couple are hunting for an awe-inspiring country property in a breathtaking location.
You said you fancied views.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's literally on top of the hill.
It seems they're sold on it.
I think that's one of the best views we've seen from a house.
Already, I love it.
Yeah.
We'll take it, we'll take it.
Okay. Today I'm in North Yorkshire and these are Brimmen Rocks near Harrogate. These dramatic shapes have been carved by the natural elements over millions of years. Frost, wind and rain have created these fantastical shapes. Back in the 18th century they captured the imagination of historians, and the names they gave them, like the Druid's idol, the Druid's coffin and the Druid's writing desk, have stuck. Not only are they a spectacular feat of nature, but they offer a wonderful vantage point for the views of Nidderdale and beyond. The historic county of Yorkshire has today been divided into regions: the north, then the west, East Riding of Yorkshire and the south. As a whole, it covers over 4,500 square miles. Much of North Yorkshire's beautiful protected landscape lies within its two national parks, the Yorkshire Dales and the North York Moors. The Dales is the larger of the two and is peppered with a collection of idyllic stone villages, one of which is Linton. Overlooking the village green lies Fountains Hospital, built in the 18th century, at the bequest of locally born philanthropist Richard Fountain to care for the poor of the parish. Linton Beck flows through the village and is crossed over by the charmingly named Little Emily's Bridge, dating from the 14th century. Agriculture has historically played a key role in the local economy, and to this day vibrant market towns flourish. A fine example is Thirsk, the birthplace of Thomas Lord, who was born here in 1755 and went on to found Lord's Cricket Ground in London. With such a strong architectural and rural heritage resonant throughout the county, it's easy to see why escapees would be inspired to head for these hills. When it comes to buying property, North Yorkshire as a whole offers good value for money. The average cost of a detached home here comes in at just over £320,000. That's £12,000 below the national figure. But the market towns of Helmsley, Thirsk and Harrogate often crop up in the country's best places to live. So property prices here do reflect that desirability. The county offers fantastic reasons to move here. Good local amenities, the stunning surroundings, a great quality of life and good community spirit. All reasons why today's buyers want to make the move. Marketing manager Andy and chef Fran are city dwellers and currently live in the West London borough of Ealing.
Quite an urban area. It's lovely, it's very green around here, we're quite close to some parks.
The passion for London hasn't died, it's just that we've got a passion now as well for Yorkshire.
Fran is a lifelong Londoner, but Andy was born and grew up in Yorkshire.
I moved out of London after university. I thought I'd be down here for like 2-3 years maximum, and 20 years later I'm still here.
For Andy, it's time to follow his heart home, hand in hand with Fran.
Andy knows it very well, I don't know it so well, so anytime he suggests anywhere I have to get the maps out and I'm like, exactly where is that?
Feels like coming home really. We've done the London thing, we've partied hard and we've eaten well and we've got lots of friends and family down here.
I plan to still do all of that.
I know we do. I know, we're just with different people in different pubs.
Our lifestyle will change without a doubt, and am I worried? A little bit, of course, but I'm more worried about not making that change and what you could miss out on.
Although Fran is slightly anxious about this move, both of them have every intention to build their existing passions into their new life in the country.
We both have a love of travel and food.
We visit so many brilliant pubs and restaurants now in Yorkshire. We plan our lives around where we're going to eat, and we're always talking about what we're going to eat next when we're actually eating the thing that we're eating.
That appetite for food is spurring on Fran to start a new, exciting venture.
I have a real passion for cooking. I did a degree in pastry and patisserie. I want to accelerate that really in Yorkshire and hopefully turn that into a bit of a business as well.
And while Fran's cooking up a storm in the kitchen, Andy is keen to fuel his own interests out on the open road.
I've always loved cars. I've started to collect Porsches, which seems to be getting quite an expensive hobby, but it's a passion of mine that I want to take the cars up to Yorkshire and I want to enjoy them on the Yorkshire roads.
So I have to make money on Victoria sponges.
So we can put petrol in the cars.
So we can drive Porsches.
Although they'll be moving, they're doing it with positive energy and purpose.
I think it will still have that kind of real bustly nature, and I think it will be busy, even though it's in Yorkshire. I see it being quite filled. I don't see me reading Jane Austen by the fire all day long every day.
I'm excited. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm so excited.
I'm really scared.
You're nervous, I'm excited. But I just think that's life, isn't it? When we'll go together, but it'll just be brilliant.
Fran and Andy are most familiar with the area around Harrogate, where Andy's family are based. But we may stray further afield to show them the best their money can buy, but are mindful of access to train stations such as Leeds for Andy's part-time commute to London. I'm meeting up with them to find out more about the criteria for their country home. So welcome to Yorkshire.
Hi.
A bit different to London.
Yes, a little bit greener.
But
way more beautiful, way more beautiful.
What about the house itself? Have you got strong views about what you need from that?
We're not retiring, so we need to earn an income. So we're looking for the property to have a business potential. So it needs to have some outhouses that we can convert into holiday lets.
That's the business side of it. What about the two of you?
Well, we love cooking. We want a great kitchen diner, and we left a lovely house in London with a great kitchen diner where we did a lot of entertaining and spent most of our time.
The rest of the house really just, I suppose, 3 beds?
Yeah,
would
it
be
doesn't
nice.
need to be that, because there's only us two, and so we're not greedy with space. We'd rather we pay for location.
Yeah, and that's key to our kind of criteria, is that the place that we buy has to have an amazing view. It has to be worth that journey all the way up to Yorkshire. You know, it's got to be something special, something peaceful and quiet.
And what about location itself? Do you want neighbours? Do you want to be very remote?
I don't think we want to be right in the heart of a village, do we? I think we want it to have a bit of space all around us.
So not neighbours close by, not in the middle of a town?
No.
I think not too close.
Okay.
She wants a pub. She wants a pub within a 10-minute walk.
now it's
half
coming
an hour.
out.
Was it half an hour?
I think a mile. After a few drinks, a mile is a decent walk.
Okay, remind me of the budget that we're working with for the search.
I think we've said £800,000 maximum. I mean, ideally, if we could spend less but do a bit of work to it, that's absolutely fine.
It's a great budget for North Yorkshire, and we've got some lovely properties to show you.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
So let's go and see if any of them give you that special feeling.
Super.
Keep fingers crossed.
We're excited.
Come on.
Thank you.
With a maximum budget of £800,000, Andy and Fran are looking for a home where views are the top priority, along with a minimum of 3 bedrooms and a large kitchen diner. They'd like a couple of holiday lets or the potential to create these themselves, plus a minimum of 1 acre of land. We've lined up some wonderful properties which definitely make the most of the rural vistas this county is famous for. However, they'll only find out the asking price at the end of each tour, after hazarding a guess first. Finally, they'll see the mystery property, which will require some imagination and a rather bold leap of faith. To kickstart our search, we're heading to the small village of Middleton, sat right on the border between North and West Yorkshire. 5 minutes drive away is the spa town of Ilkley, a visitor destination for those exploring the Yorkshire Dales National Park, so well placed for Fran and Andy's holiday let plans. The wide streets and impressive Victorian architecture are home to a good range of independent shops. Our gastronomic couple will be pleased that there's an award-winning butcher's, and when they need some culture, they'll find 2 theatres. Less than 2 miles away, on the North Yorkshire side of the border, looking back over Ilkley, we find house number 1.
So here we go. This is the property I brought you to see.
Okay.
In terms of location,
Wow.
yeah. How does it feel?
It feels good.
Yeah.
I like being
Gosh.
high. I like being on the top.
The elevated position is great.
This is what we were
Yeah.
after.
And in front of us here, this is the property. First impressions?
I mean,
Yeah,
the
it's hard
position
to
is great.
see. Yeah, it's hard to see how it's going to pan out really around the side. We'll see. Good.
Come on then.
Thanks.
Let's explore.
Set in a wonderfully remote location high up on the hillside, this stone property is laid out on one level. It's a warren of rooms, with the kitchen naturally at its heart. It'll be interesting to see what these keen cooks make of it.
Good.
Yeah,
I like
good size.
coming into a good kitchen. Nice. I like the colour.
Nice range.
Yeah. I've always wanted somewhere where we could sit and cook and eat.
Yeah.
And this will be
Definitely.
a place to spend a lot of time.
This isn't the only kitchen that it's got.
Okay.
Okay, you've got 3 kitchens. you know you were talking about
one for you.
about that baking business that you talked
Yeah.
about. Yeah. Okay. Well, there's already a baking business here.
Oh, okay.
So it started off in the smaller kitchen in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just out through the courtyard that we walked into, and that's an industrial standard kitchen.
My word.
Which
And that
is-
comes with the house.
It's all part of the house, yeah.
That's incredible. I mean, I think I've yet to kind of figure out exactly what my business will be, but yeah, a kitchen like that that's ready to go is, yeah, definitely worth thinking about.
With a space up and running here from which to earn an income, the potential on offer seems to have really piqued Fran's interest. Now, although there aren't 3 sitting rooms, the existing one is charming and full of character.
Ah, yes. This is nice. We wanted a cosy room
The beams are lovely, aren't they?
Yeah.
and a wood burning stove.
What do you think about all one floor living?
I don't
mind
I
it.
don't know. I've never considered it before, so definitely not anti kind of like one level.
I think this is
Yeah.
old. You can see some beams. You can see some
Yeah.
history.
We'll talk about history. There's something in the master bedroom that I think you're going to really like. There's a lovely feature in there, so come on, let's go through and I'll show you the
Okay.
bedrooms.
Wonderful.
Right.
Well, positive reactions for the main living areas. And moving through the house, there's a family bathroom, and along a hallway lie the sleeping quarters. There are 4 bedrooms, all of a good size, providing space for guests or just storage. And at the end of the hallway, a shared shower room. So will the master measure up?
And that's what I thought you might like.
Oh yeah, of course. The original stonework is lovely.
That is beautiful.
Really nice.
And just the beams. Those
Yeah.
beams are immense, aren't
They
they?
look
Yeah,
like
they're
they come off a
great.
big ship or something.
And if you just look through the window over there as well, you'll notice another door.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now that leads into a 1-bedroomed an annex, holiday
Wow.
cottage.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. Oh, that's a nice surprise actually.
Okay, well, let's go and explore outside, take a look at the views, and also you're going to have to start giving some thought to what you think this property's on the market for.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Wow.
Thanks.
This home just keeps on giving, as well as the detached purpose-built kitchen. Ideal for Fran's patisserie plans, there's a separate annex to house holidaymakers along with a workshop. Outside there are just over 2 acres of land which lie a short walk up the lane. At the moment it's mostly used for grazing and chickens, but when it comes to the actual garden, I'll admit it's rather modest.
So, welcome to the garden. It's small, postage stamps.
It's a real shame it's not bigger, unfortunately.
Well, you do have that land that comes with the property as well, but it is beyond the dry stone wall over there in the distance, so it's a couple of minutes walk away.
Okay.
Well, that's interesting. It would be worth seeing it. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to ask you now, what do you think it's on the market for?
I think it's probably around the £780,000.
I'm going to go like 750.
Actually, Fran, you were very close. It's on for £795,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's probably not a surprise to
Yeah.
either of you.
No.
You know, it's about the location,
Yeah.
really. Well, there's a lot to take in with this property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't you go and explore and take some time just to really let it all soak in.
£5,000 under their budget, this well-located property has an open-plan kitchen, dining area and 4 bedrooms. Outside, a self-contained kitchen could be perfect for Fran, and there's an annex. Along with 2 acres of land, it provides Andy with an easy commute.
Well, this is nice.
Oh my word.
This is a great little holiday apartment, isn't it?
This is exactly what we want from a holiday. Like simple, easy
Yeah.
to manage. I think the house is I mean, the position is the main thing. It's absolutely beautiful. It's on the top of the hill, and you can really get a sense of being in Yorkshire. I think the challenges for me are the lack of garden, which is a real problem because we do want some outdoor space.
A beautiful house in many ways, but it feels that we've got these incredible views and there isn't anywhere right outside to enjoy them.
There you go. House with 3 kitchens.
I know.
Have we given you food for thought?
Indeed.
See what I did there? Come on.
Subtle.
North Yorkshire's sweeping landscapes and dramatic views have tempted Fran and Andy away from life in London. Besides its rich wildlife habitats, this rural county is also proud of its food heritage and links to local provenance. Since that's something Fran and Andy are keen to sample when they move here, outdoors enthusiast and chef Chris Bax has invited our gastronomic couple to his 18 acres of private woodland to inspire them with ingredients directly sourced from nature.
So here we are.
Okay, this looks great.
Wow. So we're going to cook some trout today. We've got some lovely local trout. We're going to stuff it with some wild herbs and then we're going to roll it in clay so it's in a parcel and then put that in the embers of the fire.
Okay.
So let's go for it. So what we've got here is 2 different types of sorrel. We've got wood sorrel and sheep sorrel. So we're going to stuff those into the belly of the fish here.
High in acidity, sorrel comes from the French word for sour. Sharp in taste, it was used as a precursor to lemons in British cooking.
So next job is rolling out some clay. This is just normal clay. This has literally been dug out the woods. So we have a rolling stick.
Lovely.
Okay, so if you want to roll that out, it wants to be about a centimetre thick. You're going to have to work quite hard.
It's a bit tougher than pastry.
You need muscles. You're in the country now. Here we go.
Okay.
That's good. I'll maybe get in there.
He's kindly going to offer to help.
No, I'm going to get in there a bit.
Okay.
This is a first for me. I've never seen anything cooked in a clay parcel. Does it keep the moisture in?
Exactly that. Yeah. So it's like cooking, like the French would say, en papillote in a paper bag.
Yeah.
Next up, Chris spreads salt across the clay. This separates the fish from the clay, but it also seasons it as it cooks. Then the trout is put in place and the clay folded over, much like a Cornish pasty, ensuring that all the small gaps are sealed.
Okay, so next thing, we'll get this in the fire. Okay. Wow.
Not only are all of Chris's ingredients local to the area, but the clay also comes from this woodland. It's the same red brick clay widely seen in the buildings around the Vale of York where Chris is based.
So it's going to be in there sort of about 20 minutes to half an hour.
All we need is a glass of wine.
I've got an idea about that. Come on.
Fran and Andy are lucky enough to be visiting in early spring, which is when something very special can be found in this woodland.
So I thought we were going for a drink. What are we doing by a tree?
We've got a drink here.
What
This
kind
is
of
a
tree
birch.
is it?
This is a birch tree, and for just 2 weeks a year, we can tap it and draw sap off it that we can use as a drink.
Wow.
The sap moves close to the surface of the tree, making it simple for Chris to harvest by creating a shallow 2-centimetre hole. He's mindful of his responsibilities of not taking too much so as to ensure the birch tree isn't damaged.
And can we drink this now? Can we taste it?
Yeah, well, let's drip some into your hand. We should
Okay.
have it's coming.
There you go.
It's like so precious.
I know. How do I do this?
There we go.
Oh, yes.
That's good. Just kind of tasted like very, very fresh water.
Consumed in its purest form, birch sap lays claim to being rich in protein. Chris leaves his to ferment into wine. Back in the kitchen is a bottle that would go perfectly with the trout, which should be ready.
You can actually smell the fish now.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Look at that. Incredible. And all the salt sticks to the clay.
Yeah, so it's all in there. So it will have seasoned the fish, but. So I'm going to take the skin off because the skin has taken
And the clay and
the clay and everything. And you can see it's still pretty moist.
I think anything you cook over an open fire instantly smells beautiful.
It's true. North Yorkshire is bountiful with wild food. It's the most amazing place to forage. Perfect place to live if you're a foodie, I think.
Foraging is a great way of eating natural foods, if you're equipped with the right knowledge. It's important to be guided by an expert, and if in doubt, don't eat it. Not disrupting local wildlife is also a key consideration.
That's lovely.
Good. It's moist.
Absolutely delicious.
It's flavoursome. Gives a nice bite. Yeah, like a nice peppery bite to it.
Before you eat all of it, we ought to have some birch wine with it.
Ooh.
2013 was a wonderful year for birch. Here we go, to North Yorkshire.
Cheers.
Good luck with the house hunting.
Thank you very much. What a day. Cheers.
Our property search continues over the West Yorkshire border on the outskirts of the village of Stanbury. A mile and a half west is the village of Haworth. With a wealth of amenities and a literary claim to fame, we're stopping there first.
Do you know where we are?
No, we lost our bearings.
Well, we're in West Yorkshire and we're in Haworth. Now, the name Haworth might ring bells when you think about the Brontes, because this was their home.
Yeah.
Do you quite like this?
Yeah, it's
very
lovely. I love these little streets
cute.
and lovely shops and bakeries down here.
But you'd quite like to see the house, would you?
We'd love to.
Love to see the house. Okay, great.
Haworth's cobbled streets play host to Bronte fans from across the world, as well as local residents who are all too aware of the village's heritage, including more pubs than they could ever wish for and views galore. Back in Stanbury and right up on high, we head to the wuthering heights of property number 2.
Well, you said you fancied views.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Wow. It's incredible. It's literally on top of the hill.
We're on top of Stanbury Moor.
Okay.
And actually this is meant to have been the inspiration for Wuthering Heights.
Really?
And this is what we brought you to see.
Oh,
Okay.
what a great start. This is unbelievable. What a place.
Do you want to look inside?
Yes.
Come on, let's go and
Get it.
explore.
I had a feeling Fran and Andy would be blown away by the spectacular views. Originally built in 1761, this converted barn is split across 2 floors. On the ground floor, there are 2 entrances, leading to 4 reception areas and a kitchen. Tucked away on the far side of the property is a cosy snug. And on the other, an extensive living space, which is sure to prompt a strong reaction.
Well, it's blowing a gale outside. I don't know if this would do.
Oh my God.
Wow, what an entrance, eh? Wow. Very grand.
I love it. Already, I love it. We'll take it.
Okay, let's just go and do the deal then. We'll get the owners on the phone. Come on.
It feels warm in here and cosy and snug and...
That'll be the underfloor heating.
Oh, we love that. Oh my word.
You know, the best bit is just over here.
Okay.
I mean,
Oh, yes.
you said you liked big windows, I seem to remember.
I think we like big views, and that's a big view. Wow.
Look at that.
That's pretty special.
Water and land
Just hills
and the rolling Yorkshire dales, stone walls, everything. You'd just be sat here all day.
I think that's one of the best views we've seen from a house.
Overlooking the living room is a large mezzanine level, and next door is a study benefiting from the same views as the living room.
There we go.
Ah, there we are.
Oh, what an office.
It's perfect for Andy when he's working from home, provided he doesn't get distracted.
So yeah, I know you like the idea of kitchen dining space.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, again, lots of lovely wood and stone. The floor is amazing.
I think we've always wanted something that is
exciting,
quite a juxtaposition between the urban lifestyle of London and then the rural lifestyle of Yorkshire, and this would certainly tick that completely.
They both seem to have fallen in love with this property's setting and its style. And I hope that will build upstairs, which gives them the 3 bedrooms they've requested. A double that soaks up the sun through its skylight, and another smaller bedroom. They're served by a very stylish wet room. Time to take a view on the master bedroom.
You know, if you can pop down there and just think of you in bed,
Yeah.
Tea. Deciding what you're going to do for the day.
Yeah, really nice.
And you've still got like the beautiful detail over the door.
The door in the corner there leads to a walk-in wardrobe, but it's been plumbed ready, so if you did want to turn it onto an ensuite, you could do.
No, the wardrobe is fine.
But I think actually wardrobe, that's you taking care of, Andy.
Yes, well, if she wants a wardrobe, she gets a wardrobe.
Now, I know on the previous house, the outside space was a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
So should we brave the elements
Yes.
at the top of the moor?
Yeah.
Do our jackets up and get out there.
Let's have a look round. Good.
Outside, there's a further barn which could be converted into their holiday let, subject to planning permission. The garden features a patio area, positioned to take advantage of those impressive views, and an expansive lawn bounded by traditional dry stone walling.
Well, the views come at a price on a windy day, don't they? They really do.
I mean, this view is incredible. So I think if you can't smile at that, I don't know what would make you smile.
Okay, and how much do you think that view is worth then?
That's a really good question. So I'm going to put the price tag at about $750.
I think 760.
You were almost bang on. You're good at this, a little bit over.
Yeah.
It's on the market for £745,000.
Wow.
So it's under budget.
Yeah.
Is that good news?
Yeah. I think it's better than the other one. I think I see better opportunity with this
So it's
one.
more like it could be our home.
Yeah.
Good. Well, now you know the price. Go and take another look around.
Thank
Okay?
you.
Enjoy.
Cheers.
Yeah, this search was always going to be all about the view, and I don't think we could have delivered a better view than that.
A generous £55,000 under budget, this high-spec barn conversion features views that inspired literary greatness. It has impressive living areas with great flow, an open-plan kitchen diner, and the 3 bedrooms they asked for. What's more, alongside those incredible views is an achievable commute for Andy.
Out the wind. So I think they're using this for a storeroom.
It's got good height. So that outdoor space, the other barn, we'd need to really understand whether we can get 2 holiday lets out of that. So I think we'd need to take some advice.
We were looking for a space around us. We didn't want to be looking onto anybody really. So I think if we could get down to the town and buy some groceries and go to the pub every now and again, this is perfect.
Hi.
Have you seen enough?
Yes, I think so.
that was good.
Great.
Good. Glad to see you're smiling. Good day's house hunting.
Yeah, good work.
Beautiful house.
It's day 2 of our North Yorkshire property hunt with Fran and Andy, who are ready to escape city life in London. Their generous budget of £800,000 comes with an extensive brief, as they're in search of not just a room, but an entire house with a view. Coming up, our mystery property may colour their judgment, but it does open their eyes to an unexpected proposition.
Stone wall, fantastic old beams.
Pink.
It is pink.
And I forge ahead learning a traditional craft, but combining strength and technique is tricky.
I'm really bad at this.
But to say it's your first time that you took a hammer to hot steel, I'd say you're doing very well.
It's the second day of our house search, and whilst yesterday was really positive, I think one house quite definitely stood out. Fran and Andy fell for the views, for the character, but also the design of that second property with the holiday let right next door, because I think it reminded them of their London home. Well, today it's all about the mystery property, and that still has plenty of character, but when it comes to business potential and interior design, they're going to have to use their imagination. A new day of house hunting. So what's the worst thing we could show you?
Just a small, pokey little town centre terraced house with overlooking neighbours.
With no business opportunity.
And a rubbish kitchen. Yeah.
Okay.
Our mystery property takes us to the North Yorkshire village of Sutton in Craven. With a wealth of amenities, our outgoing couple won't be short of things to do here, with 2 pubs and plenty of community events. Half a mile stroll up this rural track and surrounded by stunning views, is the mystery offering.
So here we go. This is the property we brought you to see.
Nice. Again, it's not an area that we've particularly explored before, so this is all quite new to us, I have to admit.
The mystery is really that this is a kind of work in progress for you guys. There is fantastic business potential here. You've got the opportunity here to, I guess, to personalise it.
Good. Yeah, we're quite encouraged by houses that have a bit of a project, maybe.
If it's in budget.
Well, that remains to be seen, doesn't it? But let's go and explore the potential first of all, because there is a lot.
Good.
Originally a cottage with a barn attached, the Mystery House dates back around 200 years and was renovated in the 1990s. Although unfurnished, this home's wealth of character features really bring it to life. Traditional stoves are a recurrent theme downstairs, with one in each of the 2 reception rooms, the snug and the living room, which hopefully they'll warm to. Stone wall, fantastic old beams.
Pink.
It is pink.
I love the beams. I love the
beams and the
you can
floors.
just sense the history. Stone coming through.
I think it certainly embeds those elements that we're looking for, you know, the stone, the natural features coming through in the property. So,
The mystery property has great bones, and although it needs some imagination, it's a good starting point from which to create the perfect country home. Proof of this lies in the kitchen, with an old post office safe fitted into these solid stone walls.
So I know that the kitchen obviously matters to the two of you.
Yeah.
A fantastic space in here.
Yeah. It
Nice.
is, isn't it? It's a huge space. I love the floor.
I think this is the size of kitchen we were hoping for, where we could have a big farmhouse table, big space for you to cook and prepare food.
And you to sample and drink wine.
You can sit down and drink and watch.
And then downstairs, what is a wine cellar?
Nice.
So you've got your own wine cellar down there.
Lovely.
Good, like it.
And you do get great views from the bedrooms.
Lovely.
Shall we go and look?
Yes.
Good reactions all round, as well as the 3 reception areas. The ground floor also has a downstairs WC and utility room. Across the covered passageway, there's also a substantial workshop. Upstairs, there are 3 well-proportioned bedrooms, one of which could work well as a study for Andy. And there's a modern bathroom with its own corner bath. At the end of the hallway lies the master.
It's got an ensuite, it's got a dressing room just up the stairs.
Okay.
And I mentioned the views.
Yeah.
Well, they
And a
just get
small
better.
little fireplace over there.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to linger too long in the bedrooms because there's a whole second part to this house.
Okay.
It could be a bit of a challenge. Let's see if you're up for it.
Okay.
So come on, come and follow me. I'll reveal all.
We're making our way over the archway to take in the full potential and the enormous footprint on offer.
So watch your head.
Hopefully, they'll be delighted and not daunted by the sheer scale of this development opportunity.
Now, the thoughts for this are, because it has its own entrance here with its own steps into it, you could separate off this whole section from the rest of the house.
Yeah.
Right.
And this could become your holiday let.
Okay.
I get it.
Underneath is another floor,
Right.
which you could convert to bring into this, to incorporate it in.
Yeah, got to see through it, but I mean, it's again a good blank space to do our own thing.
Yeah.
Why don't we go outside and we can talk about the possibilities for land, and also we need you to guess the price.
Okay.
Okay.
The Mystery's outbuildings are made up of a double garage, as well as 3 separate storage areas and a heated greenhouse. The large garden features a charming pond, home for the local wildlife.
It's a lovely sunny spot. Who'd have
I
thought
know.
it in
I know.
Yorkshire? So what do you think it's on the market for?
I am going 680.
I was going to hit it about 699.
Okay. It's actually on the market for £675,000. It does give you money within your
Yeah.
budget
Yes,
to
that's good.
to do the conversions necessary to have a couple of holiday
Yeah.
lets. Should you want to buy extra land, there's up to 10 acres available. This one is around about 1.8 acres is filled behind us,
Okay.
and that's £25,000 if you wanted to buy that with the
okay.
property as well.
Yeah.
So,
that's good.
What do you
Okay.
think? Now you know the price.
That's a lot of house
Yeah.
for the money, I think, compared to what we're used to.
So go and explore more and come and find me when you've seen enough.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
£125,000 under budget, this substantial mystery house provides a wealth of character features across its 2 main reception rooms and kitchen. Along with 3 bedrooms, there's a whole wing full of exciting possibilities for them to create holiday lets.
Plenty of land here for us, but I think it would be interesting to see if you could get
as well.
that little bit there just to protect where you are. I think.
Yeah. So no one does anything on it.
Really like the fact that it needs that work to be done to it, but it isn't so daunting that you couldn't imagine doing it and kind of creating quite a nice history and journey to arriving at that perfect home that you're searching for.
It is definitely a contender. I think value for money as well. Now we know the asking price. I think it's better value than what we saw yesterday, and that probably is because of the area.
The location is probably the one thing we have yet to get our heads around. So this part of Yorkshire, which is further from Andy's family, and probably not an area of Yorkshire we've really explored.
Well, there's so much to take in with this house, isn't there?
There is, yeah.
But that's all the property seen, so I think we'll find a quiet spot and have a chat.
Sounds good.
Yorkshire's varied landscape is crisscrossed by a network of canals and railways. Close to these, former Victorian mills are a common sight, standing as a testament to the county's industrial activity in years gone by. Natural materials such as iron and coal have all been sourced from Yorkshire's bedrock, as well as limestone, which is part of the architectural fabric of the village of Malham at the foot of the Yorkshire Dales. I've come here to meet Annabelle Bradley, who is working to keep the traditional techniques of Yorkshire's blacksmithing heritage alive and well.
So I understand you ended up here because of your own escape to the country.
I did, yes, yeah. Just over 10 years ago now. My children were just starting up at the primary school, so I was looking to kind of move roles to work closer to fit in with school hours. And this building came up for lease, and it was one of those opportunities that I thought, if I don't take it now, it's something that may never come up again for me to be able to work from. But I didn't really plan on becoming a blacksmith.
Did you have any experience?
No experience at all. At first, a little bit challenged by doing it. It's very physical, hard work. And it is all kind of, I guess, about muscle memory. And once you kind of build up the way of doing the technique and controlling the hammer, then you can approach it quite easily.
Oh, it's amazing. I know loads of mums who've gone on and done fantastic other things in their lives when their children have gone back to school, but becoming a blacksmith is quite extreme. What did the kids make of it?
To them, it's completely normal. They were age 4 and 5 when I started in the smithy, and so they've just grown up knowing that Mum's the village blacksmith, and there's been nothing unusual about it to them at all.
Annabelle's smithy has played host to working blacksmiths for over 200 years, with many of the tools still here today, relics from her predecessors.
So the blacksmith that owned the smithy in between the late 1940s and early 1980s, when he passed away, left the building and all the equipment to the local church. So the tools that are in here are the tools that he left.
I mean, that sense of working in history must be really lovely.
It is, yeah. And also a little bit of a mark on history, as well as being the first female blacksmith to run this as a shop as well.
Well, if you're up for a student, I'd like to try my hand at it.
Absolutely, we will. So we're going to start by making something like that. So yours is going to turn out exactly like that.
Really? Is it? Not convinced, Annabelle.
Okay, so we're putting the square point on, and I'm bringing the hammer down in a wedge shape.
Okay, I get that.
Turning around 90 degrees to get that into a square point.
You see, you make it look so easy, and I just know that it's not. Yep.
Yep, lovely.
Okay, so foot in.
That's it.
And bringing it down
First
on
edge.
an angle.
And that's it, yes. Bring your hammer in at an angle. Lovely. Think of bringing your body closer over the anvil, that's it.
I'm really bad at this.
To say it's your first time that you took a hammer to hot steel, I'd say you're doing very well.
It just looks nothing like yours.
So at the moment it's going square. So now we're going to start putting the spiral in, and we're going to use the bick, so we've got the rounded shape to form the spiral over. So we're going to begin by overhanging the steel a little bit, and I'm slicing down with the hammer, so I'm pushing the steel away and feeding more steel around all the time, so that bends that round.
I'm going to let Annabelle take over. Having started off the spiral, she then starts creating that continuous circular shape, working the metal into a roll. Now the curve of the hook is formed, she fixes the metal into a vise, and then I'm able to work the metal into a twisted pattern. The fire will heat the steel to over 800 degrees Celsius, which is when the metal begins to melt. Although cooled, it will still remain very hot and should definitely not be touched without gloves.
That's super.
Great.
Excellent. So now we just need to do the big part of the loop.
The steel needs reheating throughout to keep it malleable. All the techniques Annabelle uses are the same as would have been employed generations before.
Lovely. So we're going to now put that shoulder into there so that we can have the screw hole in line with the hook. Quite a lot of force. Is that screw hole in line with the hook?
It is.
Is it going to come out perpendicular to the wall, or is it leaning at all?
It looks fine to me.
Excellent. Character.
A quick dip in beeswax just to add the finish, and then
Well done, that's an excellent job.
Not so sure about excellent, but it will take pride of place in my kitchen.
I'm going to leave this traditional skill to the expert. Time for me to see if Fran and Andy have forged themselves a future together in one of our houses.
Well, we gave our couple the views that they were after, but we also pushed the boundaries with this search. And now it's time to find out what Fran and Andy think. Hey, you two.
Hi.
It seems clear to me that two properties in particular stood out for you.
I think the second two stood out, didn't
yeah.
they? And
Yeah,
I think that was
definitely.
probably because of the views.
Certainly the final property we saw, the mystery house, I think excited me more about that possibility of being able to create the look and feel that you really want.
I think the third one, the mystery house, we could really put our own creative touch to it. In an area we wouldn't probably normally picked,
Yeah.
but that's not to say that we should be a bit flexible maybe and look at different areas.
Do you think you're going to find the house that you're really looking for?
Maybe our asks of a property in North Yorkshire are just too big. I think we have to make a decision on the location, so whether it's going to be solely North Yorkshire or we want to go wider.
Or we might have to compromise on the size of the house, or the type of view that we get. I think we will go back to that house because I think we want to just double check what it was that we really liked about it over the other two, and just check that area out. But over the next few weekends we're going to spend a lot more time in Yorkshire doing a lot more house hunting, which is really exciting.
Well, whichever house it is that finally pulls both of you here, we wish you lots of happiness in it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Well, it's the end of our house search here in Yorkshire, and whilst I don't think Fran and Andy have managed to find their dream property, we have introduced them to some new parts of this beautiful region that they wouldn't have considered, and we've also opened them up to the possibility of compromise. We wish them lots of luck finding their home with a view here in Yorkshire. Join me next time on Escape to the Country.
If you would like to escape to the country in England, Scotland, Northern Ireland or Wales and need our help, you can apply online at bbc.co.uk/Be On A Show.